I first started playing football, I noticed this conflict between academics and athletics. And over time, I came to the conclusion that the problem really wasn't an academic problem. It wasn't an athletic problem. It was an academic problem. At the time, I found out that I was going to be inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. My wife Diane and I decided that this was the time for us to take some action, to do what we could to try to create hope in young people that their futures could be better than the present. And we came up with the idea of starting the Page Education Foundation with the goal of encouraging, assisting, and motivating young men and women of color to pursue their education beyond high school. And so we thought we could create a foundation that would pull people along and give them hope for a better future. We came up with the idea that we would do that in two ways. One, by providing financial assistance. But the second way, and the more important thing that we do, is that we require our grant recipients, we call them Page Scholars. We require our Page Scholars to go back into the community where they come from, or back into the community where they're going to school, to work with young children, kindergarten through 8th grade, specifically in the area of education.
I love how this scholarship not only, of course, gives to the student, allows them to have go to college, it also gives the student a chance to give back. So it's kind of like a pay it forward type of scholarship.
I've been extremely impacted by mentors, and I've tried to be a valuable mentor to other people. And it's something that not only will continue in my professional life and will continue to develop in that way, but also personally. And I think that it's something that, for me, I will never lose, and I'll never not have mentors. And I think that I'll always have some other people that are hopefully are impacted and benefiting from my leadership as well.
You know, I think we go about our day-to-day lives, trying to figure out, why we're here on earth, what's our purpose. And because of this, I know that, if I was to die today or tomorrow, I've made an impact in at least one child's life that, even if I'm not here, the next generation will, be able to continue to pay it forward with a different, community service, or whether they go to college. And I feel like what it's meant to me is basically giving me a soul sense of purpose.
The fact is that as a judge, I see a lot of young people who engage in antisocial behavior. Some of those young people simply have no moral compass. But for many of them, indeed I suspect the majority of them, they have a lack of hope. And so to the extent that the Page Education Foundation and Page Scholars can create hope, we can make the world better, not only for ourselves, but for all of those around us also.